case of the unemployed oil engineer. Confidential file GENCUS-1/94/LIC/242A.S. Destroy after 25 years. 1. To General Customs Headquarters from Language Improvement Corporation Limited, Ray, seizure of goods by German Customs, 17th October 1994. Dear Sirs, on 5th October 1994, a consignment of individually containerized phonemes and lexemes was searched by Hamburg Customs, and various valuable lexical items were seized on the grounds that they had been misdescribed as being of common market origin. In particular, we were hoping to market a fine quality lexical item which has a specially restricted semantic field, viz. Muhandis, which, as you are no doubt aware, means engineer in Arabic. Muhandis was, therefore, intended to fill the gap which has recently appeared in our journalistic and novelistic media, and would cover only those engineers who have become unemployable due to the drying up of oil fields throughout the Arabic-speaking world. It has the advantage of being pronounceable, while still maintaining a certain nostalgic and Middle Eastern pathos which now pervades the Arabian world because of the collapse of their main industries, a pathos which could not be recaptured in the bald phrase unemployed oil engineer. Unfortunately, this particular word, which we correctly declared as being not of EEC origin on importation to Dover, was misinterpreted by our forwarding agent. He considered it to be merely a corruption of the English word handyman, and therefore, to avoid unnecessary payment of customs duties, he declared it as a UK word, and therefore of EEC origin, when the consignment was transshipped and sent to Hamburg. The penalties imposed by Hamburg Customs when the goods were seized, however, are most unreasonable and could severely hamper our trading potential in the linguistic world. Would you therefore please ask your German colleagues to reconsider their action? Yours faithfully, Salim Mac-Jones, Managing Director. 2. To General Customs in confidence from Hamburg Customs, Word Clearance Section, 31st October 1994. Dear colleagues, I refer to your letter of 21/10/94, reference GENCUS-1/94/LIC/242A.S. and the enclosed letter of Mr. Mac-Jones of LIC Limited. Mr. Mac-Jones has a long history of fraudulent importations of non-EEC lexical items, and is even suspected of complicity in the recent Mañana scandal, although nothing has been proved in that particular instance. His high-sounding motives and appeals to nostalgia and Middle Eastern pathos do no more than cover up the simple monetary lust of any run-of-the-mill smuggler with his eye to the main chance. The case of the unemployed oil engineer also brings with it certain unpleasant overtones, which Mr. Mac-Jones carefully omitted to mention. If the word muhandis were to be granted EEC status, it would not beautify the recognized European languages at all. Its anglicized plural would hiss nastily in English, and the word is unpronounceable in French and Italian in its present form. It is true that it fits German tolerably well, and could even generate a Teutonic plural such as muhandisa, but it is certain that the Arabic-speaking immigrant workers would insist on its proper plural, muhandisin, and this would further contribute to the splitting of working-class society in Germany. One could even foresee the white workers turning the Arabs' words against them, and muhandisin would join the swelling ranks of terms of abuse in this troubled land. One is led to ponder why Mr. Mac-Jones saw fit to transship his cargo in Dover in order to introduce the word first into Germany and not into some other country where it could do less harm. I am writing this letter in the strictest confidence and in all frankness, in the hope that you will understand our position. The penalty cannot be waived, and the lexical item in question will remain in our warehouse until the charges and penalty have been paid. The federal government is being urged to prohibit the importation of such potentially dangerous words, so Mr. Mac-Jones will have to re-export it or have it destroyed under customs supervision in any case. Yours faithfully, Maria Ursula Helena Andis, Supervising Officer, Word Clearance. 3. To General Customs from LIC Limited, 10th November 1994. I enclose a confidential letter from Fräulein Andis of Hamburg Customs, which must have been sent to us at Language Improvement Corporation by mistake. Naturally, we have kept a certified photocopy of it in our files. As the letter is self-explanatory and is itself substantial evidence for us to bring a case of victimization before the Strasbourg court, we could take action against your German colleagues forthwith. However, we shall not do so if you are able to convince them of the error of their ways using the official channels. Yours gratefully, Salim Jones, Managing Director. 4. To General Customs from Hamburg Regional Finance Directorate, 18th November 1994. Dear colleagues, I refer to your letter of 13th November 1994, reference Jenka-1-94-LIC-242A.S. in which you suggest that Fräulein Endis is victimizing a so-called reputable company. She put her case to me for arbitration, and I can only agree with her arguments. What are customs services for if not to protect the European market from imports of potentially harmful goods? I enclosed for your information a report of a previous case where Language Improvement Corporation attempted to smuggle non-EEC lexical items into an unsuspecting and already flooded market. I shall leave the Mañana case to a later letter. Yours faithfully, Maximilian Uriah Hans Andis, Collector-in-Chief for Hamburg. Enclosure 1 report. Summary report, 17th July 1990. Subject, Language Improvement Corporation Limited, UK. On 16th July 1990, the above company declared goods entered at Esbjerg to be lexical items of European origin and free of all duty. On opening the container, a string of guttural-sounding expletives was discovered, believed to be intended for the pornographic film industry. Despite repeated and very polite interrogation, the managing director of the company would not reveal the true country of origin of these highly spiced lexical items, and they remain in customs control as seized goods pending further inquiries into their origin. Additional note, 17th July 1993. As the above lexical items have not been adequately accounted for and no country has claimed ownership, they have been destroyed in the official incinerator. It is reported that various sheep upwind of the incinerator subsequently panicked and jumped into the sea. The farmer's claim for compensation is being considered. Note for file, 2nd January 1995. Messrs. LIC finally agreed to pay the penalty to Hamburg Customs and re-exported the whole consignment to Kuwait by air, changing at Orly. The case is settled. The file may be put away. 2. General Customs, 17th October 2019. From Filing Clerk. Before destroying this file, now the requisite 25 years are over, I thought you might like to see it, especially in view of the fact that Prime Minister McJones has ordered all confidential files on language to be reviewed. To Chairman of Customs in the EEC, from General Customs, 17th October 2019, urgent. Dear Mr. Andis, this file may shed light on the secrecy surrounding the fateful group of lexical items which gained a strange and unaccountable popularity in northern France over 20 years ago, shortly after the scandal of the collapse of the Paris and Lille oil fields. No evidence was found to prove that LIC had connived in the spread of such emotive words as muhandis in strife-torn France, but it appears from the attached correspondence that the word may have fallen off the back of an aeroplane, to use the old expression. The subsequent muhandisine riots in Germany show indeed how your own aunt, Maria Ursula, in her prophetic good sense, has truly deserved the honours recently bestowed on her by the Hamburg Council. I take my hat off to her. I suggest, however, that action against LIC is fraught with difficulties now that Mr. McJones has been elected Prime Minister of England and Monmouthshire. I therefore address the file for your attention. Yours in deference, peace be with your soul, Tom Smith, Mudiir of General Customs. To General Customs from Chairman of EEC Customs, 31st October 2019. Dear Mr. Smith, many salutations and heartfelt gratitude for sight of these esteemed papers. The fact that your post has been renamed from Head of General Customs to Mudiir of same is a sign that all is not well. The aeroplane you refer to must have discharged much of its load before it left EEC airspace. Much has happened of an unseemly nature since we last corresponded on the subject of LIC. I shall enlarge upon the Mañana scandal in a later letter, but would request at present that you investigate more thoroughly the continued illegal imports of non-EEC kalimaat, non-EEC lexical items. McJones notwithstanding, I suggest the present file will do as a start. Yours, throwing flowers to your esteemed feet, Maximilian Andis, Chairman of EEC Chairman of EEC Customs. To the Chairman of EEC Customs from General Customs, 31st of November 2019. I have just received word from our esteemed Prime Minister of England and Monmouthshire, who suggests that to delve deeper into these matters would prove detrimental to the state of our relationships with certain non-European bilaad, countries. However, the letter ends with a word I cannot place, although it has been mentioned once or twice by your good self. That word is Mañana. Does it mean anything to you? Yours with all the humble esteem of an aunt to a great lord, Tom Smith, Mudiir, General Customs. To General Customs from the Chairman of EEC Customs, 30th July 2039. Dear Mr. Smith, I apologise for the delay in returning this file. It was accidentally put away for nearly 20 years. I return it for your continued inquiries and hope to hear from you before my impending retirement. I shall enlarge upon the Mañana scandal in a later letter. Yours with all the desire to please is a flower for a hummingbird, Maximilian Andis. Note for file. The General Customs section has been muhandised. This file may be destroyed. Signed, Ahmed McJones, Mudiir of International Customs.